Okay, so our conflict is Christian and Muslim peacemaking, and the conflict between the two is that Muslims believe that God is the prophet, and Christians believe that Jesus is the Son of God. And between this conflict, there was many killed and injured, and a lot of them were taken from their homes.
The conflict is regarding human rights. It especially has to do with women, and our specific conflict, it has to do with acid survivors. And acid is usually more commonly available in areas of Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and areas in the east. And it's readily available there because of the textile industry and the glass making industry there. And so there are a lot of people who get their hand on acid, and so they can splash it on people's faces. That's the issue going on, so a lot of people have acid burns.
People believe human trafficking happens in other countries like Cambodia or South Africa, but people don't realize that it happens in the United States also. The cases of human trafficking have been reported in all 50 states. Victims of human trafficking can be like children or adults, but mainly young girls because they are vulnerable and they don't really have that much of a person to look up to.
Because of the oppressive Taliban regime within Pakistan and Afghanistan, the education of young girls has been very limited.
The Gabra and Borana tribes in the Horn of Africa are fighting and killing each other over resources such as water and pasture. Conflict over resources has caused many wars in the past.
Cesar Lopez has created a group called the Battalion of Immediate Artistic Reaction, and it's a group that's based around 5 or 6 former soldiers and former people who fought in the war or the conflict, and they're basically dancing, rapping, making songs just to get the word out and pass along the struggles that are going on in Colombia.
At a young age, Fatmir Feikas founded an organization called Kids Clubs for Peace. This organization meets to discuss problem-solving techniques to focus on bettering the future.
We began an organization called the Central Asia Institute, which promotes women's education throughout Pakistan and Afghanistan. His first project within this new organization was called Pennies for Peace, which was where a school in Minnesota collected pennies together to raise over $600, which they spent on building the very first school within Pakistan.
The two people that are advocating demobilization of child soldiers in places like Sudan and parts of Africa would be this guy, whose name I can't pronounce correctly, and another guy named Emmanuel Jal, who used to be a child soldier himself. And he essentially, well, sings/raps about the hardships and other, I guess, important issues about child soldiers and how it's wrong.
Despite the turmoil in Kosovo and losing her brother and sister, after 7 years she still hasn't given up on trying to find them.
So far his organization, the BVS, has helped save thousands, I believe 4,000 and more child soldiers.
Help out in a variety of ways. You can visit SudanSunrise.org and LopezLamong.com to donate money to this cause and to learn about what the conflict is and about Lopez Lamong's experiences. And lastly, you can add Lopez Lamong on Facebook to keep in touch with what's going on with the conflict.
One person that really inspires me is Cesar Lopez, and what he does is after a conflict in Colombia, mainly in the capital, he brings him and his group to play music, and he formed a guitar out of an AK-47, out of the base of an AK-47, and he said that he wanted to promote constructiveness out of a weapon that is used for destructiveness.
I hope that people can feel compassion towards the people who have gone through genocides, because 2,047 people have died in the genocide. Also, I hope people feel the pain of what the people of the genocides had to go through, so they take it to heart to help prevent genocides.
Sports are the most unifying activities in the world to create peace. Indeed.
We did it.
We did it.